the fact checker back spitting facts. I appreciate you guys joining my group. I'm new to all this YouTube stuff, you know what I mean? And I'm here to teach you guys about contract law, how you being screwed, how the banks are screwing you over, the financial institutions screwing you over when you sign these contracts. You know, when you transfer the contract back to the banks, you know, they basically are they basically are obligated to pay you back at the maturity dates of these contracts, but they don't. And the reason being they don't is because you don't understand your obligation as a borrower on the contract. So today I'm gonna teach you about how they use these words in these contracts in slang terms instead of the actual true meaning. And that's what a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of these lawyers that you hire, they don't even understand the concept of what's going on with these contracts. And if they do, they're trying to get you. They're not giving you this information. And you should know this information if you signing contracts, point blank, plain and simple. So let's get right into it. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to leave comments or whatever the case may be, do so. But today we're going to get into etymology and contract law. So, you know, I got a Telegram group, but I'm trying to teach everybody, and I think I'm starting to realize that people learn different. So I'm just using this as another way to teach people, you know what I mean? And we also clear debt for you. We do mortgages, offsets, credit card offset. I do it all, you know, and I'm gonna build me a website to get more into that. But right now we're gonna teach you about etymology and how you can use this in a way to learn your obligation as the borrower. Point blank, plain and simple. So let's go. Let's start here. I'm new to all this teaching stuff, so let's start here. Let's go. And yeah, I wrote this myself, and it's copyrighted, so don't try to use my information, just to let you know.
Title: The Importance of Etymology in Contract Law. Etymology is the study of words and their history. It looks at where words come from, how their meanings have changed over time, and how they have been used in different contexts throughout history. The word etymology comes from two Greek words, etymon, meaning true sense, and logos, meaning study or word. So, the literal meaning of etymology is the study of true meanings of words.
Stop there. The study of true meaning of words. Okay, I'm black, aka indigenous. I don't like using African American. I like using the term indigenous because we are indigenous. But anyway, that's another story. But anyway, you know, we big on using slang terms. You know, taking a word and giving it our own urban meaning or our own urban term. You know, things of such like that, like stupid. We make stupid cool. That's stupid. But you know, what is the true definition of stupid? And it might not even be the definition that you think is the definition. That's the thing of what I'm getting at. Like the education system teach us these words, and these words, the true meaning of these words are not used in the current society. So when you signing contracts, they're using slang terms for words, and you don't understand that because you you're paying for a home that's already paid for. But yeah, basically, when you sign a contract, you know what I'm saying? You got to know what these words mean. You can't just be signing a contract that don't know what your obligation is, your true obligation. Not the obligation that they tell you what's your obligation, but what is your true obligation as a borrower? You are a creditor. You are the original lender. Point blank, plain and simple. But let's get more into it. Let's go.
Etymology can play a role in the law, particularly in cases where the meaning of a legal term or phrase is in dispute. Lawyers and judges may consult the etymology of a term to help determine its original meaning and intent, especially if the term has evolved over time or is used in a specialized legal context. For example,
interpreting the meaning of terms in a contract. The meaning of the terms in a contract is critical in determining the parties' obligation and rights under the agreement. Do you hear that? Interpreting the meaning of terms in a contract. The meaning of the terms in a contract is critical in determining the parties' obligations and rights under the agreement. Basically mean, back to true meanings. These days, borrow, when someone tells you you're going to borrow, let me borrow some money. Can I borrow some money? We'll get into that later. Well, let me borrow some money. We'll get into that later. I don't want to go too far ahead. I'm told y'all guys I'm new to this, so just stick with me.
In cases where a term in a contract is ambiguous or unclear, the parties or a court may look to the etymology of the term to help determine its intended meaning. For example, if a contract includes a term that has a specialized meaning in a particular industry, the etymology of that term can provide insight into its intended meaning in the context of the contract.
Did you hear that? If a contract includes a term that has a specialized meaning in a particular industry, what industry is that? Is that the financial institution industry? Huh?
Resolving ambiguity.
That means that regardless of the way they use the word, they have to still abide by the true meaning of the word. Point blank, plain and simple. It's universal law. You can't change. We're really a soul, right? Now we evolved to be humans, but our true self is still the soul and the spirit. Point blank, plain and simple. You know, regardless of what they tell you, we still nothing but a soul. That's the root source, the true meaning of us. And another thing, I hear about these guys telling you to do all these crazy methods and, file this form, file this form, file this form, blah, blah, blah. You're not gonna get real remedy until you understand contracts. Because that's how you created the obligation, contracts. You can't buy nothing with a 1099-A. You filing all these forms as the representative, blah, blah. You are already the representative of your legal person. You are a natural person. Your legal person is the person that's on the contracts. Your legal person is the person that's obligated on these contracts. Not you as the natural person. You're just a trustee. And you're a trustee by default. So stop filing all these forms. Stop doing all these stupid methods that's going to get you took to jail. That's what's going to happen. You guys signing checks with zeros in them, with the social security number. You just control the entity. You don't own it. Stop doing that. That's stupid.
Resolving ambiguity in modern usage. In some cases, the history and evolution of a word or phrase can also be relevant to the interpretation of a legal principle or precedent. If a term in a contract has evolved in meaning over time, knowledge of its etymology can help determine which meaning is most appropriate in the context of the contract.
Talk to me.
This can be particularly important in cases where the contract was drafted in a different era or language and the modern meaning of the term has shifted.
Talk to me.
Historical context of legal language. Knowledge of etymology can be helpful for lawyers and judges when researching and interpreting legal language from different historical periods, particularly in cases where the language has undergone significant changes over time. This can provide important context and insight into the meaning of legal language as it was used in the past, which can help inform modern legal interpretation. Conclusion. Overall, understanding the etymology of terms in a contract can be helpful for interpreting the parties' intentions and ensuring that the contract is enforced according to its true meaning. While etymology is not the only factor to consider in legal decision-making, it can provide important context and insight into the evolution of legal language and the meaning of legal terms over time. Now we will get into terms that are used in contracts that are not understood clearly and can get you fucked out of money and time and property. Contract law.
All right, guys, I'm gonna do these videos in 15-minute, 10-minute sections. I'm gonna determine this on how many followers I got, the comments that are wrote on what as far as like the questions you got in the comments or whatever the case may be. If you want to talk more about it, but I'm gonna post these videos in 10 to 15 minutes a piece, and I'm gonna post every day. Every day I'm gonna post, but you guys gotta add members, subscribe and like, tell people about the group, because I got a lot of good information I'm trying to put out there. So you guys, you need to stick with me. I'm gonna help you. People want to know how to get real remedy. I'm gonna show you how to get real remedy. I'm gonna give you the game. You know what I mean? So here we go.